Hello out there in cryptocurrency land, welcome to the Extreme Stream. If you are joining us, you are probably listening to a recording right now, so thank you for watching the video. People should be joining the chat room shortly. Frederick. What's up, Frederick? Trung, Quiet, Matrix. How's everyone doing today? Mr. Guster. Miguel. Trung. Yeah, Frederick is fast. Frederick's very fast. I think he's just sitting there waiting. Yeah, the market right now is not looking super duper healthy. Yeah, I'm not too happy with Neo either. I do have some Neo. Avenge, how you doing, Avenge? G-Star. Alright, G-Star, works for me, buddy. Christian Gupta, hello. Waiting for the next bull rush. Yeah, aren't we all, Trung? Unfortunately, I think we're stuck in a holding pattern right now. So, Miles, how you doing? Crypto mining, hello. That's right, it is the extreme stream. Very extreme, very extreme. Nice to see you all doing here. How's everyone doing? Hope the markets are, yeah, hope you guys don't have too many losses. It's been a pretty crazy market. I thought I would start off here with Internet of People, which I think we ended with Internet of People yesterday, and we're quite bullish on it overall. So, didn't quite break out then, but we still have a little bit in the symmetrical triangle left to play. We are being supported by this symmetrical triangle. Or, well, it's not a symmetrical triangle. It's just like a wedge pennant thing. But anyway, we are being supported by it. My computer's a little faster today. A little bit. I closed a lot of windows down, so I found that TradingView takes a ton of resources. So, but yeah, Internet of People here. Looks like the 550 level. I have an alert set. I don't know the exact level, like 560, 566. I just want to see a definitive break of this 550 level before I consider entering. So I have an alert set up here for that. So Bitcoin looks like it's down a little more today. I have everything so far apart. Yeah, so Bitcoin continuing lower. I guess I didn't talk too much about this consolidation, but does anyone think that's a good consolidation? I think I mentioned we could put a small head and shoulders and then maybe head down lower towards this 4,000, 4,100 area. Looks like that's going to play out. We have a little bit increasing volume to the downside ever since this break of this declining trend line here. So, yeah, Omisigo getting pretty much squashed here as well. Just keep edging lower. We mentioned a possible double bottom in Omisigo. It's not a double bottom. I never really thought it was, but you know, some people like to trade, and you know, maybe you get a bounce off this double bottom. It's good for a trade, but it turned out not to be good for a trade. There was a little trade here, but that would have been hard to do. That's not much percentage-wise, and that would have just been tough. Even Neo down 6%, Qtum down 6%. Looks like Qtum doesn't really care about its upcoming swap, apparently. That's supposed to happen tonight, I believe, right, everyone? Isn't that supposed to happen tonight? So Miles, yes, very choppy. Jacob sold everything into Bitcoin, and then Tether buying Bitcoin in the dips. Not a horrible strategy. Update on ADX, IOP, and Aeon. So ADX looks pretty interesting, actually. I was looking at that a little bit earlier. Let's look at ADX, IOP, and Pay. We just looked at IOP. Let's look at ADX. I know we looked at them yesterday. So they have like a two base thing happening here. It's kind of what's called a base on base pattern. We don't talk about this too much in cryptos, like legitimate, like this is a very nice cup with a handle in ADX. This is the breakout. We were looking at this here yesterday. We said this was a consolidation after the breakout, and we're curling up higher volume. This thing's looking very good overall. You do have a natural stop. Let's kind of see what percentage we're at. 15%. It's a little big for a stop. Not my favorite percentage. Yeah, I don't like to be down that long. But you could have a trend line right here if you wanted to, and make that your stop. Or what I would rather do is, looks like the high of this candle, we could put in a very small cup with handle here, and it looks like the high of this candle may end up being the actual peak of the handle, kind of like this one was. Looks like something like this could be the peak of a handle. So if you see volume going over this candle high, which looks like it's 142, maybe that could be a good entry. But overall, this is looking healthy. Look at the volume, lots of green bars, only a couple of red bars. So looking very good there. And what was the other one? It was Bay. Bay's up 30%. We looked at Bay yesterday. Bay didn't look too bad. I'm not actively trading right now, I'll be honest with you. There's a lot going on with me. And I've pretty much been cryptoed out for like 2 weeks. So I do look at the charts, but I only look at certain coins. I don't really play with these lower coins that much as I used to. So yeah, looks like Bay has some nice volume here to the upside on the right side of the chart after a big pullback. And cryptos like these big pullbacks. It's kind of disconcerting to me. But yeah, looks like it's up. Volume's pretty good. Again, this is one of those that likes to pop up and fade the move back all the way back down. There really hasn't been one move that's, maybe this move has been sustained. This move had 2 legs up, but most of these moves, here's a leg. So here's a consolidation and a breakout. So maybe we'll see a change in behavior here, but there's not too many of these breakouts that consolidate and go higher. Looks like this one did, this one did. This one did. So it looks like 3, but there's been a lot of pops. So I'd just be cautious. I would just be cautious. I wouldn't be buying it up here. I think this would be dangerous. You want to wait for consolidation. I mean, this thing just has a history of pulling back, so that could be dangerous. Safer to go to Tether for a while until Bitcoin goes back up. Yeah, I definitely think Tether is a good way to go. It is hard to guess bottoms, but you can anticipate chart action, so that is a good thing. You can anticipate the chart action. And Bitcoin right now, I mean, if you're not in cash in Bitcoin, or if you're not in Tether and you're in Bitcoin, let's take a look at this. Let's just call this a mini Head and Shoulders. You know, kind of looks like a Head and Shoulders, walks like a Head and Shoulders, maybe it's a Head and Shoulders type of a situation. So maybe we get back down to here, and let's see where this target takes us. Any of you guys doing these Head and Shoulders like I've been talking about in the videos? Anyone doing that? Just kind of curious. See if anyone's kind of doing some targets with, at least Head and Shoulders is one of the few patterns that you can infer a target on. You can also infer a measured move, but that's not a chart pattern, more of a price action. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. Looks like back to 4,000 is where this may lead us. So I mean, if you think about it, it's really only a few percent. I mean, we're 4,000 talking $200, so that's not even. Is that even 5%? I don't even know if that's 5%. I guess I have a tool to do that, don't I? Yeah, it's just about 5%. So about 5% to the downside is what this is forecasting on this kind of Head and Shoulders move. And we'll just kind of see what happens if and when we get back down to 4,000. But yeah, I think that would be a pretty good place to place a buy order, somewhere down there. Let's do a little bit more charting here and kind of see what we can see with Bitcoin. There's a trend line here from the lows of 3,000. Looks like that's been broken. Yeah, that almost falls exactly the other trend line. So let's get rid of this trend line, actually. Come on. Let's get rid of this trend line here. And let's just go with that one, because this is going to be a definite area. So yeah, we broke that. We could be heading down towards here. If we get down towards 36, that would be a pretty nice area. But the volume here doesn't indicate anything too aggressive. I think if this plays out to 4,000, I think you could be buying Bitcoin at 4,000 as long as you don't see any. Obviously, just be a little careful with the price action at that moment in time. All right, let me check the chat. It's been a minute. A couple guys mentioned ARK. I think we looked at ARK yesterday too. Is this one of the ones that didn't love us back? Yeah, again, not loving you back, guys. You guys are more than welcome to mention any cryptocurrency that has upside volume in it. New rule in the chat room. Okay. Sorry guys, just checking, seeing what's looking good here. First is also looking good. I looked at First earlier, Frederick. I wasn't of that opinion. Let me double check here. So down 2%. So the only good thing about First, I would say here, is that it hasn't gone down lower than this high here at about 40 cents, at least on the dollar. So that is a pretty good sign. The volume is low down here. That's good, but I would wait to see. You know, you definitely want to see some volume coming in and some at least upward, some kind of maybe this kind of cups out. You know, that would be ideal, I think. William, waiting for my training. Yeah, I'm trying to figure my website out, buddy, before I can really put that to... It's just a lot going on, guys. Just a lot going on. Neo showing head and shoulders right now and on the brink of breaking down. That's not good. I'll take your word for that one, Frederick. We'll check it in a moment. XRP is moving. It was up 5% earlier today, although it looks like now, last time I checked, I think it was only up 2 or 3%. Yeah, it looks like it's gone up a little bit, almost up 4%. So break out of the symmetrical triangle. So let's go ahead and remove this for now. So this is starting to look a little bit like a cup. Just kind of a base, though. Maybe not really a cup. This is kind of far down. But this is definitely a base of some kind. So at this moment in time, you want to wait until this high at 2150 is eclipsed. So if you didn't get in on the break of the symmetrical triangle, if you were watching Ripple, then I say you wait until you break up here. You're paying for a little bit of insurance, but at the same time, you're less likely to get shaken out of a position based on any, cryptocurrencies have a lot of abrupt moves like this. Like if you liked this move and like you bought here, say you bought up here on this nice big candle where everyone probably noticed it, right? Which is why it's so big. And then it pops up a little bit, you're happy, then it pulls back, you're flat, then it pulls back and you're negative. And then maybe you cash out down here, which causes this bottom. Anyway, it's just a cycle of choppiness that you can get into if you're not very, very strict with your entries. So I would definitely place alerts and then be strict with your entries. Neo, please. We'll take a look at Neo. All right. Where are we at here? Mayron loves the extreme stream. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Extreme stream is good. Yeah, Avenge, yeah, you mentioned you were asking if it's normal that a coin has a daily volume of 50 to 25% of its total market cap if it's healthy action. That's the case with IOP. So the reason that you're seeing that is because it's all trading. It's like most of it's trading, okay? Now trading at some point can become a self-fulfilling prophecy without any actual support. And a lot of these coins, to be honest with you, are just trading. They're strictly trading. They're even $100 million coin isn't a big coin. Think about it. If you're an institution of some kind, you don't want to put $10 million to work. It's not even worth your time. You just stay in the stock market and invest $7 billion with the same amount of hassle. So this is a lot of speculation still in these markets. So the fact that IOP, the fact that the volume is so high in terms of its relative float, float being the amount of coins that are available to trade, yes, I consider that normal. Yeah, I want to be in IO2 also, Frederick. I'm just waiting for my alert to break first. Ripple's gonna going to do up till swell. Oh, I think swell's their conference, right? Yeah, it could be. It could be. Bitcoin Cash is going down. Doritos Extreme. Is Doritos the official chip of the Extreme stream? We could do that. You're welcome, Avenge. Core looks promising. I was looking at Core earlier. Core, one of those coins that just never really caught my fancy. I just wasn't into the chart action. It's very choppy, very wide and loose. But as of late, it's really just exploded up. That's not Core. Is that Core? Looks like IOP. This looks like IOP. This is nice. Okay, this is Core on the 4-hour chart. What was I looking at? Oh, we're looking at up here. Yeah, all these big spikes. You know, I'll be honest with you. This is a little bit of my stock market bias and my charting history from stocks. When I see big spikes like that, I see something that's going to be hard for me to hold through. And so I just kind of obliterate it from my radar. But the volume over here is very good overall. A lot of nice green volume, very little red volume. So yeah, I can definitely anticipate it's having a good run right now. I'm not sure if I get in it. But like I said, yeah, just has a lot of... Oh, the 2-hour chart looks really good though. Like even this looks a little more orderly. So let's see if we scroll backward in time what we see. Yeah, I guess in the 2-hour chart it's not too bad. On the daily chart it just looks bad. But even these pops, you see these pops here. But it's nothing but a series of higher lows. So that I can get behind. So yeah, now we're up here sitting at 743. Definitely can go higher. We've seen these pops before, but it tends to jump when it wants to. It doesn't jump like in any kind of orderly fashion. Here we have a high level consolidation, and then it pops for like no reason. So overall, it does look really good though. Good volume, no selling pressure. Very good overall. Fun. I like fun. Oh, you mean coin? Gotcha. To do fun. Let's check out some fun. You can buy fun? I didn't know that. Okay, so we have a nice pop on volume right here coming out of this little type of a cup with handle situation. Good volume. We have a low here. We're testing those lows. If you want to nibble here, I'm not mad at that at all. It doesn't look like it's not going to go straight up if you buy here, but you do have a pretty natural sell point right here at like down 2 or 3%. That's a very good risk to reward trade right there. That's a very good risk to reward trade. Now, if you want to let it consolidate down at this level a bit, just keep an eye on it. Because if you look down over here at this low, at 1, 2, 3, it looks like for five 2-hour bars. So pretty much the good part of a day, at least hung out down by this level. We have some more here, some more here. Actually, now that I zoom in on it, yeah, you're getting to the bottom where if it goes any lower here, it's going to be harder to buy just strictly because of the fact that all these closes, most of these closes are at this level here, which is the 30-cent level, and you're already down to 29.9 or 30 cent, 302, and it's down at 29.9, kind of the lowest close. There's 19 minutes left on this bar. Volume is very benign, so yeah, you know, if you wanted to, I don't mind taking a shot here, but I just would anticipate taking a 3 to 5% loss on this before it maybe curls up. But hey, anything can happen there. Neo, recent action. Yeah, I know I'm using the, where is it? Oh, it just changes my chart. That's fantastic. Neo, recent action. Ooh, Frederick is right. This does not look good. Head and shoulders. We have a neckline right here, which is kind of breaking as we're speaking. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that at all. So if you take this as a head and shoulders, it's going to imply a downward move. Down pretty far, guys. Down pretty far. So if that does come to pass, yeah, if that does come to pass, there you go. That's your Head and Shoulders right there on NEO. So yeah, overall, not really good action in NEO. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully it chops around the neckline and bounces. I mean, that would be ideal. We really don't want the markets to break down a lot more than they already have. So there's a psychology to the overall market where if it gets too bearish, then the bearishness kind of facilitates itself. And I think a lot of people are getting tired of some of these coins not moving. So I think there's a lot of money on the sidelines. If we just take more money to the sidelines, then it's gonna crash us further down, which makes the next up cycle much more have a lot more pressure behind it. So that's kind of a good thing. But the bad thing is, in the intermediate term, maybe we head lower if that continues. But you can buy a jet ski. That you can. What exchanges can you actually set stop orders? I don't know. I actually set alerts for my stops. I don't like to set hard stops. I haven't actually done that. Not in cryptos. Even in stocks, I don't set hard stops. I just always look at price action. I've rarely been bitten by that. In the times I was bitten, I kicked myself for not doing that. So yeah, I apologize. I don't have a great answer for that one. Game. Let's do game. All right, whoever mentioned I can type in chat, I'm just going to keep doing that. Ooh, flat action. Look at that, guys. You guys know what to get me for Christmas. Nice horizontal action. I love horizontal action. This is spectacular. But this was pretty good too, and then it crapped out. So this is just a lesson to show you that you don't buy prematurely on an expectation of a price increase. You wait until the price increases. So even if you expected this to break out, you would have taken a loss here. But if you would have waited and kept an eye on it, you could have noticed this trend line here, an inverse Head and Shoulders maybe, and then maybe you would have bought somewhere on this run. So don't buy prematurely in this situation. Definitely wait for an actual breakout. Let's go to the daily chart and see what it looks like. Not bad. That's pretty nice. Look at that nice run up from 20 cents to $5. How come no one told me about this when it was at 20 cents? You guys are slacking. Too much slacking on the extreme stream. Double bottom here. That's good. We have a thing and then a nice bull flag. This is a bull flag. I probably would anticipate this to go higher. You have a resistance here at 360 and then extra resistance at about 460. From 250 to 60, getting $1 here, $2 here. That's awesome. That is looking very good. That is looking very good. I like that. I like that. SONM. Frederick, if you're talking about game, yes, that is looking good. Ooh, I see a question. It actually says question, so I'm going to read it. If I'm following a trend, let's say an ascending triangle, and I want to buy a breakout, do I buy right when it breaks out of the trend to the top, or do you wait for a retrace first? Your ideal buy point would be right when it breaks out on good volume. That would be your ideal buy point. If you miss that buy point, you can always buy on a retest. The only thing with cryptos, though, is I've found that some of these retests can be kind of brutal. Like we saw with First Blood before, like when we first went into First Blood, it came back retested, then just went sideways for like 12 hours, and then it broke up 50%, which is what we were looking for initially. So it's very in the cryptos, it's a little bit harder to do the second buyout there. What do I have position in right now? I'm kind of sitting with a light position in NEO and QDM. Those are my only positions at this moment in time. I'm not really happy with my NEO position. You know, I kind of made an emotional trade. I'll be honest with you guys. You know, here's a real life trading mistake. I'm a real trader, and I make mistakes. So I bought NEO and QDM when I got back from camping. I thought they looked pretty good. Honestly, I just bought them on a whim. It wasn't even. I think it was kind of my fear of missing out. I think it was, I don't know, you know, that's all I can say is probably fear of missing out. But I bought after I got back from camping, and I'm pretty underwater in those positions. And my stock trading is going extraordinarily well right now, so I think I'm slacking a little bit on my stops on my cryptos. Yeah, I should have stopped out a while ago. I almost sold up here, but I didn't. I guess yeah, look at that volume right there. Just no volume up here. Man. Anyway, I have Neo and I have Qdom. Qdom has that event, looks like later today, tomorrow. So this one's not looking too bad. Qdom's looking a little bit better than Neo right now. It does have kind of a double bottom pattern right here. I actually don't think I've ever talked about double bottom with you guys. So a double bottom is almost like a W pattern. So here's a bottom. There's the middle of the W, and then you actually make a lower low. In a traditional double bottom, you actually want to undercut the prior low. Okay, there's two kinds of double bottoms. There's a double bottom with the actual price, like here. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. That's a little bit better. Okay, so here's like a traditional double bottom with a two price points sitting at very close to the same price level. This is a type of a larger double bottom where you shake people out that are expecting this bottom to hold. Okay, so this is a bit of a better double bottom, and then the price increases, and now we're consolidating. So hopefully we don't go lower than this low right here, and we have this trend line here as well that I've drawn on Qdom. So I've been wanting that to hold, and so far kind of so good. It's holding right now, but I don't want it to get much lower than that trend line. So hopefully this W works out. The buy point on a double bottom is actually the middle of the W. That's the buy point of the double bottom. So this broke out of the double bottom. Now it's consolidating. And this is where if you miss the breakout here, like we were just talking about that, if you miss the breakout, if you buy in the consolidation, this is where cryptos can kind of bite you in the butt, because they don't bounce as well as stocks do. I've noticed that when they retest, they chop around the retest area. They don't always just buy it immediately, and I think that's due to the lack of institutional players in the market at this moment in time. Like if you were Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, US, UBS, or any of those large institutions globally, you have someone watching these stocks, these coins trading, and in a certain manner, and you just don't have that in cryptos. They're not obeying the exact same levels, so you just have to be wary of the choppiness, and you just have to live with it. All right, only got about 5 more minutes on the extreme stream today, guys. The conference room is booked up, so. Going through the chat here again, guys. Today you learned Randy is human. Sometimes I am human, unfortunately. I'm trying really hard to get that out of my personality. Because in all honesty, to really trade effectively, you have to be very robotic. You have to be very robotic in your trading. Otherwise, you make stupid mistakes that cost you real money. And as we all know, money's kind of hard to come by. Canis, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you back. I appreciate you joining us here in the extreme stream. Yeah, Diamond Coin. It had a pretty good run the other day. Sorry, Canis, just rereading your thing here. Maybe Diamond Coin does not move like I expect because it is a holder coin with low coin supply, but I still don't want to have my main position in when it's clearly downtrending. Let's look at Diamond, actually. It looked pretty healthy the other day when I was looking at it. Maybe it's turned since then. Yeah, definite downtrend at this moment in time. You have a large ascending triangle here that was broken to the downside. We failed that breakdown. Yeah, it's going down here. So I think it was you, Candace, that we were talking about Diamond, and it generally fades most of these moves. That's the thing. It is a slow accumulating coin. You are correct on that. Low float, you're correct on that. So in time, it will appreciate, but you know, it's not going to have these massive runs. This was a huge run for Diamond. I remember talking about it at that moment in time, and yeah. So on this, you really have to obey this triangle here, and you just had to get out. Yeah, Lomo. You mentioned Lomo. I think I liked Lomo, wasn't that one that I liked? Let's go to the daily. That was one I didn't like, I think. Although we do have volume coming in here. Yeah, there's better coins out there than Lomo. I mean, I want IOP to run. I think that would just be super. But, you know, that's a want. I don't get what I want. I wonder if it's worth bringing buy core position into an exchange and shorting. You know, Mayron, I don't short. I find it to be taxing. The markets tend to reverse short trades very quickly, so it's just a lot of work, and I'm just not interested in it. EDG, let's check it out. A couple more minutes, guys. Just a couple more minutes. Edgeless. The daily chart, there's not much to like here. The only thing I can see to like is that it's kind of sitting. Wow, that did something. The good thing I can see is that it's coming down to this trend line, which could be support, so you could maybe make a bounce trade off of this. Let's zoom into the 2-hour chart. Yeah, still the same thing. There's really not much here. Just not much here. So obviously there's looks like I drew this bar in here a while ago, kind of showing the floor here in Edgeless, and it actually just broken that again. So maybe like I said here, maybe you take a trade for a bounce, and if it can turn around here, if you're lucky, maybe you get a higher low, and then it just continues upward, and you end up with like a 15-20% trade. That's not too bad. Bitcoin 3,500 correction prediction. What does that mean? Gusta, hello, my friend. You're welcome, Sebastian. Bitcoin 3,500 correction prediction. I'm interested in this 3,500 correction prediction. Okay, I didn't get a response here, but let me go check it out. So I'm not sure who, you talk about 3,500 correction prediction. I'm not sure who mentioned that. That would be a good support line based off of the tests of this 3,500 level at these 3 levels. That would be a great level if we got back there. I don't know if we get back there. This head and shoulders implies a move down to 4,000. Past that, there's a couple little levels, like, you know, almost every $100 level has a little bit of resistance on it, a little bit of support. So let's kind of have to wait and see what happens. But I don't have a prediction at this time that it gets down to 3,500, to be honest with you. It could. If we get some volume acceleration, yeah, for sure we can get down to 3,500. But whether it holds is a different issue. You know, whether that volume holds and continues lower, or whether it's a shakeout. We've had quite a few shakeouts here lately, but overall the market's pretty bearish. A gyro I'm eating? No, I had a piece of chicken. I thought I muted my mic. Did I not mute my mic? I'm sorry. Try not to chew in your guys' ears. I do this at lunchtime. Murray, hello. Apparently you do this at breakfast time. It's morning for you. Goldbug 1 on TradingView. Cloak coin bouncing from double bottom. Actually, yeah, Cloak coin. I I think I looked at that earlier. It looks like it was doing something. Oh yeah, actually looking at it, I think I was astonished at that. Oh, it's sitting really, really low. I was just this flat action. There's just really no one's interested in Cloak Coin. Even the volume here on the right side of this chart on these pretty decent candles, pretty benign. The volume's just not there. Volume's gone away. You need to wait till volume comes back. If you see a pop like this, you can get interested again, but I wouldn't take positions. This is where you watch and see if it goes sideways and continues. But as you can see, this one just failed. We're going to look at Strat and look at IOP for a split second, and then I am out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at Strat. Someone mentioned Strat. Okay, here's my throw up sound. Do you guys like or not like the throw up sound? I don't want to. I don't want people to not send me coins because I may do a throw up sound, but I find it kind of funny sometimes, just to prove to people that just because things are at lows, you shouldn't be looking at them. I mean, it's Strat. Just look at this. Everything. This is the low in Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything else, and Stratus is all the way back down near it. I mean, just right back near it. Now, this could be a double bottom with this volume, but it just rolled right over again, just really showing no support. Really showing no support. I would be much more interested in Stratus here, although I wouldn't be taking positions until after this breakout, which never happened out of this consolidation. But you really just need to look at the direction of the chart. If you want to catch bottoms, let me know that you want to catch a bottom, and I can read the chart from that perspective. And sometimes I try to keep that in mind. Like I said, here's a possible double bottom, right? So that could say maybe you take a position, but then it fails here. Looks like it's failing, so that kind of negates that initial position. So let me just pop in IOP, and then I'm going to get out of here, guys. Interested to see if you guys like my little puking sound. I've done that a couple of times now. I used to do that quite a bit. There'd be a group that I would trade with, and I would sometimes make that sound when I saw a chart I didn't like, and everybody would laugh. So I don't know, it just kind of came out naturally yesterday. Yeah, so this is holding this this rising trend line here, which is forming this larger wedge pattern, if you will. So, and like I said, this 55 level is really kind of the point. Even though you have some wicks above it, and I have my trend line up here, this 55 level where everything closes, this is really, I think, the level. And I have my alert set a little bit above this 55. So there you go, guys. There's the extreme stream. I'm going to bone out of here. All right, SafeX, Frederick, you beat me into it. Fine, SafeX. I got like 1 minute before they want this room, so you guys are lucky. Curling up, a little bit of volume action here. Not too bad. Needs to break this trend line. It's okay. It's not bad. Double bottom here. That's good. Looks like we had an inverted head and shoulders. We tested this shoulder. Could be okay. Yeah, I mean, even a run back up here looks like it could be pretty fruitful. I don't see anybody running in here yet, so I'm not. 14% up to this trend line. So yeah, not bad. Not bad. Maybe a 7 or 8% down, 14% up, 2-to-1 trade, risk reward on the trade. Not too bad. All right, guys. Extreme Stream is out. I will see you guys later. Frederick, I'll see you in chat. And there you go. Have fun, guys. Keep your stops tight.